The golden rays of autumn sunlight spilled over the rolling hills of Enchancia, where fields of golden wheat swayed like waves in the wind, and orchards blushed with ripe fruit. It was the season of the Harvest Moon Festival, the most magical time of the year when the kingdom celebrated not only the bounty of the land, but also the enchanted gifts nature bestowed upon them. In the heart of the royal gardens, Queen Sofia knelt among rows of vibrant sunblossoms, her long hair flowing like a soft river of chestnut brown, with tiny flowers tucked into its waves. She wore a green dress that shimmered with the hues of fresh leaves, and everywhere she walked, blossoms seemed to bloom brighter, as though they wanted to be near her. Sofia had always shared a special bond with nature, but as queen, her gift had deepened. She could sense the pulse of magic in every root and leaf. Behind her, two tiny voices giggled. "Mommy, look!" cried Princess Elara, her 4-year-old daughter, holding a basket twice her size. Inside it were apples glowing with a golden sheen. Her bright eyes sparkled with pride. Little Prince Luciene, just 2 years old, toddled after her, his tiny hands clutching a pumpkin nearly as big as he was. "Pumpkin," he babbled, laughing as he stumbled forward, determined to join the harvest fun. Sofia chuckled, her heart swelling with love. "You two are excellent harvesters. Daddy will be so impressed." At that moment, Prince Leo appeared from the orchard, carrying a wooden basket brimming with pears and grapes. His sleeves were rolled up, and a wreath of vines rested on his head thanks to Luciene's playful mischief earlier. The royal family was preparing for more than just a feast. The Harvest Moon Festival included a tradition as old as Enchancia itself, the gathering of the enchanted crops. Each year, the kingdom's most magical plants ripened only on the eve of the full harvest moon. These crops were believed to hold blessings of peace, prosperity, and joy, ensuring the well-being of the kingdom for another year. But gathering them was no simple task. The magical crops grew only for those pure of heart, and the fields were guarded by ancient enchantments. "Are we ready, Sofia?" Leo asked, his eyes gleaming with both excitement and respect. Sofia looked at her children, then at the horizon where the sun was beginning to dip, casting the first hints of amber twilight. "Yes," she said softly. "Tonight we'll go into the Moonlit Grove." As night fell, the royal family, accompanied by bailiwick and a small group of trusted friends, made their way through the forest. The children rode in a small, vine-woven carriage pulled by a gentle stag with antlers that glowed faintly. Fireflies lit their path, creating a twinkling trail through the trees. The Moonlit Grove awaited them, a secret glen, where silver grass shimmered like starlight, and the air was filled with the fragrance of blossoms that never withered. The enchanted crops grew here, golden wheat that glowed like liquid sunshine, silver pears that chimed like bells when picked, and moon pumpkins that gleamed as though carved from pearl. Elara's eyes widened in wonder. "It's like a fairy tale," she whispered, clutching her mother's hand. Luciene squealed with delight, reaching out to grab at the floating lights dancing above his head. But the grove was more than beautiful, it was alive with ancient magic. As they stepped inside, the shimmering wheat bent slightly, as though bowing to Queen Sofia. The flowers bloomed wider at her presence. Sofia smiled, feeling the familiar hum of connection. She knelt and pressed her hand to the earth. "Thank you, old friends. We've come to gather your gifts with love and care." As tradition demanded, the crops would not give themselves freely. A voice, gentle yet commanding, echoed through the grove. "Only hearts filled with kindness may claim the harvest. Show us your unity, and the blessing shall be yours." A breeze stirred, and suddenly the crops lifted from the ground, swirling into the air like living guardians. The wheat formed into golden figures that shimmered like knights, while the silver pears floated into the shape of graceful dancers. The moon pumpkins rolled into a glowing circle surrounding the family. Elara gasped, hugging Sofia's leg. "Mommy, are they scary?" Sofia bent down and kissed her daughter's forehead. "No, sweetheart, they're protectors, and they just want to see if we're worthy." Holding Leo's hand, Sofia led the children into the circle. "We'll show them together." The test was not one of strength, but of love. Each family member was given a task. Elara was asked to sing a lullaby to calm the restless crops. Her sweet, high voice carried through the grove, soft as a bird's song. The silver pears spun slower, chiming in harmony. Luciene was asked to offer laughter, for joy was a gift as important as food. He clapped his tiny hands, giggled, and tumbled onto the soft grass. The moon pumpkins glowed brighter, their pearly light pulsing with delight. Leo was asked to show protection. He lifted both children into his arms, shielding them gently with his strength, and the golden wheat knights lowered their glowing blades in respect. Finally, Sofia was asked to give her heart. She placed her hands over her chest and whispered, "For my family, for my kingdom, for all who call Enchancia home, I promise to nurture, to protect, and to love. May these gifts bless not just us, but everyone." At her words, the grove shimmered. The enchanted crops floated down into their baskets, glowing softly with a warm, magical light. The guardians dissolved into glittering sparks, blessing the air with their glow. The next evening, the harvest moon rose full and golden over Enchancia. The castle courtyard was alive with laughter, music, and joy. Lanterns shaped like stars and pumpkins floated in the air. Children ran with flower crowns on their heads, and tables overflowed with enchanted fruit and bread. At the center, the royal family stood together, their baskets of magical crops displayed for all. Sofia, radiant in her green gown adorned with blossoms, gave a gentle smile as she spoke to the gathered kingdom. The harvest is more than food. It is the love we share, the laughter we give, and the care we show to one another. Tonight, we celebrate not only nature's bounty but the bond that unites us all. Elara and Luciene sat on the stage, nibbling enchanted apples that left tiny sparks on their lips, much to the delight of the crowd. Leo placed an arm around Sofia's shoulders, proud and content. As the people cheered, the full moon bathed Enchancia in silver light. And somewhere, deep in the Moonlit Grove, the ancient guardians watched and whispered blessings upon their queen, who had proven once again that kindness was the greatest magic of all.